Hi and welcome to Molly's Monday Machination video edition for Sunday the 4th of May 2008 with round 7 over. Thoughts turn to the Hall of Fame tribute match, but a couple of issues and stuff to talk about first. So in the results from today, we have Sydney 94 going down to the Western Bulldogs 112 at the SCG. Essendon 94 going down to Port Adelaide 158 in a bit of a destroyation by Port Adelaide, with Daniel Motlop going to town with about 7 goals. And in maybe the upset of the round, and I haven't caught up with the fallout of this result, but Melbourne 119 break their duck and end my web poll from afl.mollysinn.com, and we'll check out how many people were right on that one, as they had a win today with them being on 119 and Freo 113, so almost another draw. Got down to within a goal, but only with 2 seconds left. So every team has had a win now, and there's still 3 teams without a loss now that the Western Bulldogs won this weekend. Means that Hawthorn and Geelong are 4 games clear in the top 4. So interesting times. Big issue from last night's game, we briefly touched out on the last video edition, was another timekeeper mistake where they lost another 10-14 seconds in the Richmond match. We had Terry Wallace come out about that. The AFL came out today and announced that there was a mistake, that the timekeepers are going to be penalised and likely not get finals, but there's not a lot they can do. There's going to be errors, and if you listen to the last Machination podcast that I do, which is above, if you go to the afl.mollysinn.com, it's always at the top of the page. The last one that I did, I talked about this, and it's human error. I mean, if Terry Wallace wants to blame someone, why not blame all the guys that were, blame Moore for missing his shot, blame Rewalt for not kicking it far enough, blame Brown for not kicking a goal, blame all those guys at the start of the match that were kicking it directly to their opponents and getting goals called against them in turnovers. So Terry, you've got no one to blame. Blame yourself for not picking Buddy Franklin, 4 years ago. People make mistakes. They're always going to make mistakes. Timekeepers are no different. The only issue I would have with the AFL is if they don't have a way to add time to the clock. If they don't have a way to add time to the clock, then there's a mistake in the system. They need to fix it now. That's the error. If they do have a way of adding time to the clock, then there's no problem, in my opinion. There's not much more you can do. There's going to be human error in the game. That's it. Life goes on. 10 seconds. If we got to the point now where we're losing 10 seconds and this is a huge issue, I'm sorry, there's a problem with AFL football. Let's just shut it down now. Because there's not. It's 10 seconds. I mean, come on. So this week's focus, the bye week coming up, but we have the Hall of Fame tribute match, and the final squad of 30 players, which will be trimmed down to a final team of 25, 7 interchanges, has been announced. Now there's some players named here. Some players came in that weren't in the original squad, and the Victorian squad with 8 Cats named and 5 Hawks, so that's 13 players, so almost half the squad Hawk and Geelong players. So, and that's even with Cameron Ling missing out, who could think himself unlucky. So the Victorian squad is Jonathan Brown, captain, Gary Ablett, Jimmy Bartel, Daniel Bradshaw, Campbell Brown, Paul Chapman, Trent Crode, Nick Del Santo, Brendan Favola, Nathan Foley, Josh Frazier, Adam Goods, Brent Harvey, Brad Johnson, Steve Johnson, Chris Judd, James Kelly, Darren Milburn, Sam Mitchell, Robert Murphy, Ryan O'Keefe, Scott Pendlebury, Luke Power, Jared Roughhead, Matthew Scarlett, Joel Salwood, Brad Sewell, Heath Shaw, Troy Simmons, and Jared Waite. So not as talented as you'd hope with all the injuries. You know, there's some big names missing: Hodge, Rewalt, and others. Black, I don't think Black was there. So a lot of names missing. The Dream Team is missing players as well. They had, I think I read 3 players come in that weren't in the original squad. So here's their squad. Andrew McLeod, captain. Nathan Bassett, Nathan Bock, Craig Bolton, Peter Burgoyne, Sean Burgoyne, Brett Burton, Jamie Charman, Adam Cooney, Joel Corey, Kane Corns, Dean Cox, Daniel Cross, Leon Davis, Corey Enright, Lance Franklin, Darren Glass, Simon Goodwin, Ryan Griffin, Graham Johncock, Ty Kennelly, Daniel Kerr, Brett Kirk, Luke McFarlane, Cameron Mooney, Daniel Motlop, Matthew Pavlich, Matthew Richardson, Ben Rutten, and Matthew Stokes. So 2 not bad lineups. I have my ticket to the game. I'm looking forward to it, taking my son, as I said yesterday. Would have liked to see more big names, but I'm starting to think now, think of some of these matchups of players that you might see. You could see something like Matthew Scarlett play on Cameron Mooney. You might see Trent Crow try and go with Buddy Franklin. You know, some of the midfield battles, you know. It's going to be an interesting game. So anyway, I'm sure the next few video editions will touch on the Dream Team match. So don't forget to check in. I'm working on getting it so you can get it subscribed to your iPod. So come to afl.mollything.com and there'll always be more information there. If you've got anything you want to send me, mollyford@gmail.com. Thanks guys, and see you tomorrow.